Okay, this week it is the 12 films of Christmas. We usually do a top 5 films of whatever we're talking about, but it's Christmas, so we've gone that extra mile, and we're going to count down our 12 films of Christmas, because 12 is very much a Christmas-associated number, is it not? And we wanted to pack as many in for you as possible. So we're going to count down our 12 all the way to number 1, and then we both decided that the ultimate Christmas movie we both agree on is the same thing, so we're going to have that revealed right at the end. Sound good to you, Dave?
Sounds excellent. It's an advent calendar being ripped open before our eyes.
That's right. Let's have a look. The 12th day of Christmas first. Let's have a look what we got. So I've gone for How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and you've gone for Jingle All the Way.
Two great films, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and of course Jingle All the Way we just mentioned with Arnie.
I always found How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey film, to be a really good film, actually. Very entertaining. I mean, there's loads of versions of the Grinch because, it's gone back to the Dr. Seuss source material, so you've got animated versions of it, old animated versions of it, and new animated versions of it. But in the middle there, you've got Jim Carrey in the suit doing a stellar job. Right, let's have a look at number 11. I've got The Muppets Christmas Carol.
And I've got Love Actually.
Muppets Christmas Carol, we kind of just went over in our film fight, so we know where we stand there. Love Actually, not my favourite film, to be honest. Wouldn't be in my top 12.
I'm a bit of a fan of the Four Weddings and a Funeral and Notting Hill and all that, and I think it's quite good fun. It really is one of them films that divides people, though, because some people really hate it.
I don't think it can be compared to some of Curtis's earlier work, like Four Weddings and a Funeral is quite a solid movie. It's got, a solid plot and it follows the character. Even Notting Hill has got a bit more of a plot than that. Right, number 10, let's have a look. Take them away. I've got Bad Santa. So Bad Santa, Billy Bob Thornton and Bernie Mac. Washed up department store Santa, terrible alcoholic, is befriended by one of the nerdiest kids to ever exist, and therein lies the rest of the narrative, that they have to help one another out in order to have some kind of happy ending, which there is, and it's quite a good film, I found. Definitely not one to watch with the kids, but a good one for the grown-ups. So Gremlins classic,
Yeah, absolute classic. Don't feed them after midnight. As we were saying earlier, it's one of them that just kind of takes place at Christmas and is a bit of a scary horror vibe to it. But it's like classic kind of 80s kids family kind of theme stuff that was going on that was just so much fun.
Yeah, one of those 80s Christmases that had all that snow. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got for number 9. So I've got Santa Claus the movie.
And I've got White Christmas there.
So Santa Claus the movie, that came out in the 80s when I was a kid. That was like, the 80s Christmas movie. David Huddleston, the Big Lebowski, plays Santa Claus. And you got Dudley Moore, who plays Santa's, number one elf. It's just like a classic Christmas caper, really, set in modern day America, or modern day 80s America. But that was a good one. Good 80s Christmas movie. You probably haven't seen it because it would be like the Santa Claus or something by the time you were little.
Yeah, it's one I haven't really seen, because when I first saw the Santa Claus, I was thinking, oh, Santa Claus, but it's a different film. So yeah,
it's like you can tell it's from the 80s because it's got the movie afterwards. So it's like Superman, the movie, Star Trek, the motion picture, and Santa Claus, the movie. So it was a bit of a trend in the day, I think.
Yeah. And of course, I've chosen White Christmas, which I think out of all those kind of classic 40s and 50s Hollywood Christmas variety movies, basically, that they used to do, I think White Christmas is the best one. It's very kind of right. All them kind of old ones are very much. It's almost like a show's being put on, but it's a film. But yeah, great fun, I think.
Yeah, sounds terrible. Okay, let's have a look at what we had for number 8. Take them away, please. Christmas Elves. Okay, I had Ernest Saves Christmas, which was Don Corleone's review this week. So,
and I, of course, have got National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation there, which we mentioned earlier.
Yeah,
the legendary Chevy Chase.
A good friend of mine used to always say, "It isn't Christmas unless you've seen Clark Griswold putting all those lights on his house."
What's going on here?
I think he used to think, this friend of mine, think he was Clark Griswold, because then he started attempting to do this to his own house every year. And I swear he just had a death wish and just wanted to electrocute himself by putting up 4,000 lights on his house.
Oh, I do find it quite annoying, all the lights on the street sometimes. It gets a bit too much, but...
keeps you up at night, does it, darling?
It
keeps
does.
you up. Get one of those things. I'll get you one for Christmas, the blindfold things, you know. Keep out the light pollution. But yeah, Ernest Saves Christmas, classic Christmas movie. I don't think you'd ever heard of it before, but you know, that's one that's just passed you by, unfortunately, because it used to get quite a lot of play. I mean, Jim Varney, who played Ernest, he did quite a few films. Ernest Goes to Jail, and you know, Ernest Goes to Summer Camp, or whatever caper it was, and they did quite a run of them. And he was a bit of a Jim Carrey of the time, Jim Varney, but yeah, he seemed to just disappeared into a black hole nowadays. No one knows who he is. What? And he saved Christmas once. Can you believe it? He saved Christmas.
He saved Christmas.
And like you don't even know who he is. Disgusting. Let's have a look at number 7. Let's take away number 7. Oh, walking, calling, I chose the snowman.
The snowman there, and I've obviously chosen Scrooged.
Yeah, well, Scrooge,
which we spoke about earlier.
We did talk about in the film fight, and we said we both liked very much, and we're going to watch in a double bill.
Who is that guy?
Elliot, Loudermilk.
Okay. Call security, have them change his locks, clean out his desk, and toss him out of the building.
Oh, he's fired? But it's Christmas.
Thank you. Call accounting. Stop his bonus.
The snowman, yeah, there we go. I mean, if you're British, anyway, I don't know if this particular animation travelled and whether it was an international success. It may have been, but over here, this was like big time Christmas thing.
It's almost an institution across here, isn't it? You know, like everybody knows the snowman and everyone knows the song. You know,
just that whole, you know. It's like he builds a snowman, and he's looking at him through the window before he goes to sleep. He can't sleep, or can he, as he fell into a deep dream. But he goes, on this wonderful adventure with this snowman, and then next morning the is melted. What about got on whiskey, totally melted his innards, and he's just a sad wet scarf and a carrot in the snow, and the young lad's like, "What happened to my snowman?"
I secretly think the mum had left a hairdryer on, but
yeah, well, and just pointed it out the door. have that, you bastard!
Get away off my lawn!
Get off my kids! Okay, shall we have a look at number 6?
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. So 6, I had Scrooged.
There we go,
so
classic.
We've been there, done that,
and I've of course got the Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus. Now this is a film with Tim Allen. We did mention it earlier.
Tim Allen's best film, hands down.
Buzz Lightyear.
Well, apart from that, but that's just voice. But
I don't think he's done any other films, has he?
I think he's done a few, but yeah.
I was being facetious. Of course, he's done a few, but I always like to think of the Ricky Gervais intro where Tom
other
Hanks. That's such a burn, that.
The first is an actor, producer, whose movies have grossed over $3.5 billion at the box office. He's won 2 Academy Awards and 3 Golden Globes for his powerful and varied performances. The other is Tim Allen.
But yeah, I mean, Tim Allen, one of those movie stars that's more famous for being a coke dealer than he is for being a movie star.
Yeah.
That says it all, really, doesn't it? So
I always remember Home Improvement on the telly in the 90s. That was always great. But yeah, a great film. I always found the Santa Claus very, very funny.
It is funny. It is a good film, actually. It's quite
and a really
funny.
great film. And they did 2 sequels, which they were okay, but obviously not as good as the original. But I used to watch the Santa Claus a lot on VHS as a kid. So great little film.
There we go. Let's have a look at our number 5 choices. Take them away. Okay, so I've chose Hook, Steven Spielberg's Hook with Robin Williams, Dustin Hoffman. Not per se a Christmas film in terms of it's heavily focused on Christmas, but Christmas is going on in the background before they go off to Neverland, that is. So, and it's a kind of, like I said before, it's one of those films that's on a lot over Christmas. And a lot of people, I associate it with it being on at Christmas. And if it is on, I always like to watch it. I love Dustin Hoffman in it. Don't you dare try and stop me this time, Smee. Don't you dare try and stop me, Smee. Stop me, Smee. Stop me. I'm about to commit suicide.
I'm coming. This is not a joke. I'm committing suicide.
It's like this.
It's a very, very funny film.
And you've got, of course, Robin Williams. That's the great Peter
the
Pan.
great Robin Williams.
Pan.
We miss him so
Is that
dearly.
you, Peter? So, yeah, I love Hook.
And, of course, I got Miracle on 34th Street there, the remake, the 1994 version.
With Dickie.
With Dickie Attenborough. It's such a sweet film.
Yeah. It's got the kid out of Matilda in it, hasn't it?
It's the kid from Matilda. She's in quite a few things, wasn't she, back then?
Oh, she was on fire back in those days. She was in everything.
And she's brilliant. And of course, Attenborough's brilliant. And it's a great little cast, a great story. This is an occasion where the remake's better than the original, in my opinion. And I think it's a very heartwarming story for Christmas.
It is a quintessential Christmas movie in terms of it ticks all the boxes. You know, no machine guns, no silliness, just good old Christmas cheer.
That's it. Make you warm your heart up.
Okay, let's have a look at what we had at our number 4 choice. Take them away. Oh,
hey,
we got a match.
It's a match.
Can you believe we got a match?
Of course we have. It's Macaulay Culkin.
It's Home Alone, the classic comedy caper. I mean,
absolute.
It's every kid's. I was going to say worst nightmare, but really, it's every kid's best nightmare.
Yeah,
you know, being left in the house on your own with all the Christmas stuff there, and the whole family goes off without you. It's, you know, after the initial shock, he starts to enjoy himself. He's helping himself to his dad's aftershave, and he's, you know, putting the music on loud and got the place to himself. And then, of course, he gets to defend the place, Alamo style, against, you know, one of the most vicious, nasty antagonists in terms of actors we've ever seen, Mr. Joe Pesci.
Well, I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you. I make you laugh.
I mean, how epic is it that you got this silly kids movie, and who turns up when it's Joe Pesci? You know, of all people, it's like.
But there's the thing about Joe Pesci. There's 2 sides to him. There's the what the is so funny about me side to him, but there's also the okay, whatever you want, Leo gets. And this is more on that sort of side. You know, that kind of like he is a piece of work in it, but I think he's got quite good comedy chops as our Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really great film because it's what they're doing is very sinister, really. And, you know, and if you think deeply about the film, you know, the neglectfulness of the parents who seem by the second one to just get away with this neglect of their child and all this. And it's quite bad and damaging and stuff like that. But, hey, it's really, really fun and so silly. But you're just there going, yeah, go on, hit him with a paint can. It's just, you know.
Yeah.
Glorious silliness, you know.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
It's brilliant. It's you know, that last 15, 20 minutes of them trying to get into the house and falling foul of all the booby traps is one of the greatest slapstick comedy 20 minutes you will ever witness. I
agree.
I've mentioned Joe Pesci, but it's worth mentioning Daniel Stern as well, who plays equally as hilarious a bungling burglar. And of course, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. There you go. You got it on your shirt. Okay, buddy. Let's have a look at what we had at number 3. So 3. I had National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. A classic for me. I love Chevy Chase. That's a brilliant installment for the National Lampoon's Vacation trilogy.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.
Chevy Chase is such a legend, though, isn't he?
He certainly was then.
So funny.
He's become a bit of a different figure these days in his older age. But he was,
I still love him.
I still love him, but
really
I think he's got a bit of a reputation as being a bit of an actor. I know Donald Glover said a few things that he was a bit difficult to work with, which is a shame. I think it's just a generational clash. Chevy's still thinking he's the big dog, and the new kids just usurping him and being like, "You old man, your joke's old, and you just tired."
But sometimes out of that kind of awkwardness and pain in the arse comes the best stuff. Sometimes.
Well, I haven't seen Community, so I can't comment.
Very funny show.
I'm sure he's funny in it.
I gave seminars on manipulation. I could reach into a man's soul and unravel it with one tug.
Cool. Hit me.
You're bald.
So are you?
I'll kill you, Come here!
And, of course, there I've got The Muppets Christmas Carol, which we talked about earlier. Fantastic family film.
Absolutely brilliant. Love it. Can't wait to watch it again this year, for sure. Okay, let's have a look at what we got behind number 2 doors. Oh!
Hey, another match.
Another match. It's a Wonderful Life. It certainly is.
This is up there with one of the best movies of all time. It's a real landmark classic, isn't it?
Well, I never watched it as a child or growing up as a youngster.
Neither did I.
never seen it then, even though I knew of it because it gets referenced so much as like one of the ultimate Christmas films. So I didn't see it until like I was about 30 or something like that. But even then, it doesn't matter. It's such a powerful film and it works so well that, yeah, you think I'm going to be watching it every year from now on.
Yeah, I didn't watch it till I was much older. It's one of them ones you come across as more of a as a kind of student of film, I guess, than as a kid. But it is absolutely. It's of course Jimmy Stewart. I adore Jimmy Stewart, and he is amazing in it as always. And
well, come over here, my little ginger snaps.
I mean, it's a wonderful film. And this is the kind of film that makes you feel incredibly warm inside at the end, you know. And it's rare that a film does it that powerfully, I think, but it is one where you sit at the end going, "Oh, that is really sweet. That is really nice."
Daddy! Zuzu, my little ginger snap, how do you feel?
Fine. Not a smidge of temper.
Not a smidge of temper.
So, that's got us down to our number one choices. Shall we have a look what's behind the doors for number one? Okay, so I've got A Christmas Carol, the 1951 version.
And of course there I've got Die Hard.
There we go. I mean, half of the people watching would probably disagree that it's a Christmas movie. Other half would be saying, if it is. So, you know, it is your prerogative, but I don't think we should go on about it too much because we kind of covered that whole Die Hard thing, talking about it earlier. So I'll just mention about Christmas Carol, 1951 version with Alistair Sim playing Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge. It is the best movie version of this film. Don't let anyone tell you any of the others are as good as this one, because Alistair Sim is the man. It's a British story by a British author, and this is a British actor in a British film.
Are you British?
You've been told. This is the best Christmas movie. Now, in seriousness, I always loved Alistair Sim and his particular incarnation of Scrooge here. I think it's probably one of the earliest ones I remember watching.
So you don't think the Albert Finney one's better?
No, I like the Albert Finney one, and it's good fun, but I don't think it's better, and I don't think the George C. Scott one from the 80s is better either. In fact, that's downright scary. If you see the George C. Scott one where the Ghost of Christmas Future comes for him and he's like, something out of bloody, Ingmar Bergman, like this death coming for him, scary as hell. But I always loved the Alistair Sim version, so that was my number one. And that's what,
excellent choice.
That's what I'll be watching Christmas morning. So anyway, as promised, we said we would also reveal the ultimate Christmas movie, which is at the very top of our advent calendar here. So shall we do that? Should we let the viewers in on what in our opinion, is the greatest Christmas film of all time?
Yeah, the greatest Christmas thing of all time. Let's open them doors.
Of course, it's Star Wars Christmas Holiday Special.
The Star Wars Holiday Special. Absolute magnificent piece of shit.
It should have won all the Oscars and got all the accolades it could have as being one of the pieces of shit.
And that's why it's so brilliant. I mean, it's that bad. It is amazing.
I mean, you get to meet Chewie's family.
Yeah.
All the little Wookiees.
As they celebrate Life Day, it's a very inclusive holiday.
Yeah.
When you think of it.
I think it's the first ever time we get to see Boba Fett because he was in the animated section.
It's the cartoon is the first on-screen appearance of Boba Fett, so that's the most important piece of history it has. Of course, we get to see Princess Leia perform one of the worst solo performances of the song in the world. Yeah. And
I think
it's great fun.
There's loads of people in the world that wish it just was banished from the existence of the universe.
Yeah, George Lucas famously said if I had the time and a sledgehammer, he would track down every copy of it and smash it into smithereens.
And he would.
And he would. But
I will crush you like a bug, as he says. I think I've seen Mark Hamill on Twitter apologizing to people about it. But you know what the fans are like? A lot of the fans are like, no, man, it's the greatest. I always watch it every Christmas, man. Yeah, Mark. Hey.
It's a terrific, it's not officially released by them, so you have to go on things like YouTube to find it. But it's damn funny
it's
to
out
watch.
There. It is out there.
It's out there.
The truth is out there.
The truth is out there, and so is the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Well, there we go. We managed to get through it without too much going wrong. So there you have our 12 films of Christmas.
And enjoy, tune into all these fantastic films. There's 25 to pick from there. So I'm sure there's something everyone will like.
I don't think there's that many because some of them were doubled up. So
okay, it'll be like 23. I think,
maybe 20. Something like
that. Some great films. Tune into them. If we're missing something off our list, let us know in the comments. Mm-hmm. And if you think one of us has picked an absolute turkey, let us know. Tell us we're wrong.
Yeah. Well, if we have picked a turkey, it's the best time of year to pick it.
It's very good for Christmas dinner.